I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, the head coach for JobSearchCoachingHQ.com and NoBSCoachingAdvice.com. This is one of those questions it's kind of a variation on another one that I've addressed previously. This one is the question of, are you interviewing? And it's a variation on the where have you been interviewing question. And I just want to speak to this one because it really depends on who you're talking to as to what the intention of the question is. So let me start off with third-party recruiters. So with a third-party recruiter, a contingency firm, you'll be asked this question for a couple of reasons. Number one, if you have been interviewing, they may turn around and say, where have you been on interviews so far? And they may be trying to find out, number one, have you been to their client? Number two, job leads of other organizations that are trying to hire, so that you release that information to them, and then they start reaching out to those firms to see if they can wind up getting positions to work on and earn money from. Another thing that they're trying to do is to see how far along you are in the process. So if you tell them, well, I've met with 14 firms, I'm on 3 finals, and I'm close to 2 offers, they're probably going to hit the delete key on your resume when they're finished talking to you, because they don't see any point to doing anything. So again, one, shall we say, more slimy approach to asking the question, and the rest are pretty innocuous. When an employer asks, they're obviously not going to be contacting firms for job leads, so that's out of the question. But what they're trying to do is, number one, are you an aggressive job hunter? Firms have a bias against aggressive job hunters. Their belief is that people who are out looking for work are less attractive than those who, shall we say, are recruited. So if they've contacted you and they're asking this question, you might just simply say, I'm not aggressively looking for work, but when you approached me, this was an interesting opportunity. Frankly, since the time you initially contacted me, 2 other firms have approached me as well, and then you can talk about where you are there. Part of the reason an employer asks the question is to see whether how much time they might have before you have to make a choice, whether they can keep interviewing or, shall we say, they need to get off the pot and extend an offer or move more quickly. You see, they like you. That's part of what the communication is. They like you, but they want to see if they can date others for a while before getting married. You follow what I mean here? So recognize their intent is to get a sense of how much time they have with you before they risk losing you. If you say, I've got nothing else going on, they can sit back and relax a little bit and say, okay, let's keep interviewing for a while. Let us know what's going on with you. If anything's changing, give us a call. We want to know. And most of the time when that happens, they've already seen a bunch of other people, and they never come back and make the offer. But if you say to them, since the time you reached out to me, a couple of other firms have approached me as well. And I've had some really good interviews. There's some interesting opportunities out there. That gets them motivated to take more action. Now, if you applied for a job and submitted a resume, this doesn't always work, obviously, because you've indicated that you're an active job hunter. And thus, all they're trying to do is to see where you are in your process. If they're on a first interview and you're on a 5th somewhere, one of 2 things, there are one of 2 ways they might respond. One is to accelerate their process, and the second one might be hit the delete key because they know they can't move fast enough. So I found over the years that many firms where I mentioned to them that, I found this individual and they really fit your role very well, but, they're on their 3rd or 4th interview and there's some folks that are interested, they never really moved. So caveat emptor, just recognize the impact of what you say and what the firm's motivation is. Hope you found this helpful. Again, Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. Come join me at JobSearchCoachingHQ.com. Have a great day.